Hey there, Pioneer fans, it's Bryant Cook, and today we're playing Wish Lotus Combo. I uploaded a video with a very similar deck list about a month ago that you can check out in the card above. In that video, I debuted playing Lear in this Wish build. It was so good that I started playing one main deck and then another in the sideboard to grab with Wish. Essentially, Pioneer Lotus Combo now just has access to Past in Flames, and it's been incredible. So this deck list pretty much the same. The big thing that's changed is I'm playing 3 copies of Frier. I was testing out Sphinx of, what is it called, Last Word, but I didn't love it. It didn't really address any of the problems that I was having with the deck. Our deck is a little bit different than the Ultimatum builds. I actually need to draw cards with Peer into the Abyss. A lot of people ask questions all the time, Bryant, what build is better, Ultimatum or Wish? They both have pros and cons, and it's not really a fair question without understanding what the metagame is and, you know, general play style. So this deck is different, as I mentioned, so we want to unlock our draw effects. I personally like playing this build more. I was going to record a video with the Ultimatum build, and I was 2 rounds in, and I lost twice to Beseiju on Omniscience, for example. Why are we playing a deck that loses to Beseiju? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, I've really enjoyed Frier, and it answers Narset, which is the one thing we care about. If you can get past Narset, this deck crushes the blue decks, which is really what we're looking to do. So I've really enjoyed the Frier. A lot of people in our Discord have asked me, Bryant, if you're not playing Thought Distortion or Mystical Dispute for Narset, how can you possibly have a good matchup? Well, that's actually kind of interesting because I think that shows, I'm trying to choose my words carefully here, a lack of understanding what your opponent is trying to do to you. So Narset's reversal is at an all-time high. In those Azorius control decks, you'll find 3, even 4 copies of Narset's reversal on the board. So you cast Thought Distortion, and then they just, you know, send it right back at you. And Mystical Dispute is so easy to play around. They just wait until they have 6 mana to play Narset, or the games go so long that it's just not a relevant card. So in my testing with Dispute, it was just terrible. The thing about Sphinx is it is fine, but it still doesn't answer the thing that we care about. So you can build up to 7 mana, you can cast Sphinx, all your spells resolve. Due to Shark Typhoon, you're never really allowed to attack with it. And if you have to clear a Narset with it, things can go very badly for you. So I've just decided that I'm not even going to deal with Sphinx of the Final Word, especially when we have Lear. Without playing Mystical Dispute, the symmetrical nature of Lear no longer matters because we don't have any counter spells in our deck. So this card almost acts as Sphinx in some ways. So that's another reason not to play it and just to focus on Frier removing Narset from the board. Once you have 3 copies of Frier and play this list, you'll notice that Narset really isn't a big issue anymore. And not that I'm currently doing it, but something you can do is board in Frier versus Winota to either kill Winota or Thalia or Archon of Emeria. I haven't really tested boarding it out. If I get paired against Winota in this league, maybe I will, but we'll see what happens there. Other than that, this is the same build. If you want a more in-depth deck tech on that build, go check out that first video that I linked previously. I promise that has a much longer deck tech. Oh, one final thing. People have asked me, Bryant, Narset, or no, I'm sorry, Niv-Mizzet, not Narset. Niv-Mizzet, if you're not playing Mystical Dispute or Thought Distortion, are you worried that when you go to play Niv, your opponent will just kill it with the Valakut Awakening on the stack? That is something that is in the realm of possibility. That said, by the time that you can cast Niv-Mizzet into Valakut Awakening, you should probably already have the second Valakut Awakening as well, or you can get it back. So you end up with double Valakut, and then your opponent tries to kill Niv, you respond with the other Valakut and kill them. And if that doesn't work, you just drew most of your library, you can just pick up the Niv-Mizzet again, or wish for the other Niv, and then get back the Valakut Awakening. I've never had it actually come up, but double Valakut Awakening is super easy to make happen. And if you can't make it happen, I'm kind of questioning what sort of board state you're in. But that's my plan. I don't think you actually need Thought Distortion or Mystical Dispute. My 2 cents. You can also potentially auto-aura your own Niv-Mizzet as well. Just throwing that out there. But that's enough of me rambling. I want to hop in and play my favorite Pioneer deck. So I'm going to see you in the first match because I know you're not going anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. That said, there's no better way of showing your support than becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks, and we get to keep making combo content. The perks get better and better each level you go up. They also stack. To start off, with our Storm Fan tier, you unlock our private members section of our Discord, which comes with a highlighted user profile and then some awesome badges and emotes for YouTube. Looking for sideboard help? Become a Stormtrooper, our middle tier, for 2 sideboard guides of your deck choice every single month, on top of 50% off donation decks. Did we mention you also get 10% off merchandise from our shop? With our top tier, the Combo Cabal, you get a free donation deck every single month, 15% off merchandise from our shop, early access to private deck lists, and the most valuable perk in my opinion, videos early. That's right, you heard it, early access to all videos. But maybe sweet perk, secret deck list, early access to videos isn't for you, but you'd still like to show your appreciation. Make sure to check out theepicstorm.com/shop for card singles and Storm swag. Please don't forget to use your membership discounts. Finally, if you want to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel, make sure to visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks, where all you have to do is attach your TXT file and pick a donation tier. With our Epic tier, you can even join me in a video to showcase your bold brew in person and explain the ins and outs of your strategy. Card availability won't be an issue due to our new sponsor, Card Hoarder. With Card Hoarder, renting is super easy. If you're looking to get into Magic Online, there isn't a better, more affordable solution than Card Hoarder. Fun fact, you can rent the Epic Storm for 7 tickets a week, which is just a great deal. There are many ways you can support us. Just pick whatever is best for you. In the meantime, let's play some Magic. Alright, it's time for the first match. We're on the draw. We've opened up Lotus Field and a Mana Confluence as our land. We're lacking a second land here, which is really unfortunate because otherwise this hand is stacked. We are on the draw, so we could risk just drawing a second land. I'm playing an additional land compared to what I normally play. I'm playing 21 at the moment, so part of me wants to keep this, but I think you're supposed to just be more disciplined and take the mulligan. And this is a better hand. Okay, so we're going to keep this and bottom a Bala Ged. Ideally, we would draw an untapped land on turn 2, and then we could cast this Sylvan Scrying immediately. Overgrown Tomb, and another passing draw. That was a good one. Alright, catch your try on pass. And now the Scrying can go to get Thespian stage. Overgrown Tomb into Blooming Marsh. What are you doing over there? The hearse, okay. Another Scrying. I'm just going to play the Bala Ged, pass. Forest number 3, or land number 3, I should say. Liliana, you got it. So we're facing a mid-range deck. We should be favored here. Draw. Confluence. So we're going to give her some things to exile here. Go get Thespian stage. Play Lotus Field. Pass the turn. So now the hearse can exile 2 cards. And the hearse gets bigger for every card exiled, which is relevant. Liliana. I'll slide my sideboard down so that way we can see the number on her. Okay. Draw. Alright, so next turn is looking like our go turn at the moment. If our opponent has the Assassin's Trophy here, or the Beseiju, we do have a forest in our deck. Okay, so, I mean, that stinks, but we have the Scrying. We can go get another stage. Not the end of the world. Pass. So right now, honestly, I mean, we lost a little bit of mana, but we can still try to win on our next turn. What I can do is I can copy the Lotus Field again, and then Hidden Strings in a Pore and reevaluate from there. But the hearse does make Lear a little bit worse, that's for sure. Graveyard Trespasser. This person hates graveyards. This is probably a direct result of the popularity of the Greasefang decks. Alright. Disbiss What a good draw. Okay, copy the Lotus Field. Alright, now we're going to Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Now we're going to cast Pore. Pure isn't guaranteed to win quite yet. Like, we have 7 mana, but we need more. Discard the Triome. And Lear isn't exactly great here because of the hearse. Like, I could play the Hidden Strings, but it doesn't win the game. So I'm going to play the Brawl. And we're going to cast Shimmer looking for another Hidden Strings. They have Fatal Push. Okay. Strings. Or Shimmer, I mean. We did hit Hidden Strings. I think we're short, though. So I can tap this going up to 4. Untap. I think I'm 1 short. So go to 4. Yeah, I go up to 8 mana, which is not enough. Alright, I'm just going to pass the turn. The hearse is going to get a little bit larger, not the end of the world. Interesting. They left Hidden Strings in the graveyard. Liliana pluses again. Next turn they can ultimate the Lily. 1 card remains in hand. They activate the Quagmire. And they're not going to attack with the hearse, which is interesting. Alright, Brawl has been exiled. We're at 14. Draw. I'm gonna save the Vizier for now. Actually, I don't think it matters. Because we're gonna go down to 40 cards in deck. So either way, we draw the same number of cards. Might as well cycle this now then. Untap the field. Alright, we should be able to win this one here. Opponent is thinking long and hard on this untap. There we go. I knew you could do it. You could click that OK button. Okay. Let's cast Pier. And we'll draw 20 cards. Beautiful. Cycle Vizier. Untap Lotus Field. Draw. I did not hit the other Brawl. I'm going to cast Pore. Discard this. Cycle the Vizier. Untap. Draw. Another Lotus Field. Let's cast Wish. Cycle Vizier. Untap. Okay. I'm at 7 life. Might as well play a stage. Trying to figure out the best way of doing what I want to do here. Alright, let's Hidden Strings. Untap. Yes, yes, no. Play Niv-Mizzet. Now we can cast Pore. Auto yield to that trigger. Save targets. I'll let you. Okay. Untap our lands. Discard this land that we don't need. Let's play Brawl again. Cast Pore. This triggers. Alright, Pore resolves. Untap, untap. Discard a land. Okay, so there's the first Valakut. And the other's still somewhere in the deck. I'll Shimmer looking for it. Is it really the bottom card? Or am I just blind? I could just be blind. I wouldn't put it past me. I think it really was the bottom card. Okay, Shimmer. There it is. We just drew it. I have to take one. So I'll take a Valakut. And we can now cast this Valakut Awakening. The way that works is if my opponent had like a Fatal Push or something, they could actually make me draw with the trigger, but I'd still have 0 cards in deck, so it's fine. We only have to select 10 cards here. I don't know. That looks like 10. I'll click OK. Now the Valakut triggers. Machine gun noise. Look at us. Oh, I forgot that the Valakut itself is +1. So I messed up right there. I forgot that the Valakut is +1. So a Fatal Push here would actually deck me. My bad. My bad. Alright, well, thankfully it didn't matter. And now we're going into the second game. We definitely want Leyline of Sanctity versus this deck because they're likely to have Thoughtseize and Go Blank. So we'll board that in. I think you could probably take out Grazers. This isn't really a Grazer matchup. And then boarding in one Niv is sort of free, so we'll do that. Alright, so we're going into the second game now. We're on the draw. We've opened up a hand with double Pore, which isn't really what we want. And this hand is double Otawara, which is a little bit awkward. No Lotus Field or any way to find it. We're just going to ship, especially when we have Leyline in our deck. This hand is much, much, much better. We're going to keep this bottom of Wish. Opponent going to 4. Going to 3. Going to 2. There's hard mulliganing for Damping Sphere, I guess. That is a way that they could win. And our opponent has decided to concede the game instead. Well, we opened up a really solid hand in this matchup, so I'm not saying we would have won, but things were looking good. I'll say that much. We're 1-0. Sorry we didn't get to play game number 2, but I can't control that. I'll see you in the second match. If you haven't joined them already, I would recommend opening up our description down below and joining our 7 social media networks. They're each great in their own way, but I would strongly suggest joining our Discord server. In there, you will find others just like you looking to improve their Storm game and grow as a combo community. If you're a member of our YouTube channel, you should sync your account to Discord to unlock our private member section that has the latest and greatest deck lists, concepts, and much, much more. Let's get back to comboing out. Hey there, it's time for the second match. We're on the draw. Here we've opened up just Thespian Sage as our only land. Unfortunately, we cannot keep this. Our 6 cards has Catcher Your Triumph, Sanctum, Grazer, Shimmer. I think we keep this. I don't really know what Gigantha means anymore, if I'm being honest. I'm just gonna bottom the Grazer. Please don't punish me. Ooh, I've been punished. Alright. Yep. It's the Izzet Blitz deck. I should have remembered this. I just faced this in my Pioneer Ascendancy video. Fool! And I could have had a Grazer. Could have had a Grazer, you idiot, Bryant. Okay. Draw. Another Shimmer. Let's try to find a Lotus Field here. I'll take Thespian Stage. That's fine. Pass the turn. Still looking to find that Lotus Field. There's a dragon. Opponent getting in for 3 at the moment. No blocks before damage. They're playing with fire, so I'm going to take 6 plus the 2, so I'll be at 10. Something I could do is play out a Vizier here. Draw. Morale's pretty good. I'm going to play Brawl. And then Shimmer looking to find Lotus Field. And we hit. Alright. Opponent has 3 cards. I could just be dead. Opt. Okay. 2 cards. Reckless Rage. So I'm in fact dead. Ouch. Okay. I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot I could have done there. I mean, obviously I could have kept the Grazer instead of a Vizier, but I guess that was just a bad judgment call. So we're facing Izzet Blitz. Honestly, I don't think you're supposed to sideboard. I think you're supposed to resubmit. I don't think you want Frier. In Niv-Mizzet's like a late game payoff. You could board in 1 Niv over a Peer, I suppose, but I'd rather just keep on doing. You could also board in March. I don't know. Let's do 2 March. This is probably the correct decision. Game 2, we're on the play. We've opened up Brawl, a Vizier. No, not a whole lot to dig for Lotus Field, unfortunately. I just think that this hand's a little bit of a trap and you're not supposed to keep it. Here we have double Lotus Field, which we do not need, but I think the rest of this hand is fine, so we'll try it out. Keep. Bottom, the second copy of Lotus Field. Our opponent is also taking a mulligan. Alright, play the Beseiju, tap it for green, Grazer, play the Adawara, pass the turn. Den of the Bugbear into Swift Spear. I guess they'll force me to block. Cool. Alright, draw. Just play the Lotus Field. And pass. We're looking to draw into a Thespian stage. That would be our best hit. Block. They have their own copy of Adawara and 2 Ledger Shredder. Alright. We're going to cycle the Vizier here, looking to potentially draw into something good. Thespian stage or Sylvan Scrying would be welcome here. I think we just cast a Leer. Pass. Expressive Iteration. Ooh, they found the Reckless Rage. No! Wow. Oh, that's brutal. Brutal. Yikes. That one hurt. Draw. We would have just won the game. Ah. Alright, I gotta focus on what I can do now. So Wish gets something that costs 1, which ultimately doesn't really matter here. So I think I'm supposed to just pass the turn. That was heartbreaking. Another Ledger Shredder. Land, 3 cards in hand. Sprite Dragon, so now they will connive twice. I guess they already had a Reckless Rage, so it didn't really matter that much. Block. Draw. Valakut Recovery doesn't actually do anything helpful. I think we're just supposed to play it as a land. I think we're out of this one at this point. Cruise. Yeah, Cruise does seem really good in the Ledger Shredder deck. That is a good inclusion. Block the Shredder, I guess. I don't think there's a single draw that I have that gets me out of this. Even if I drew Thespian stage, I'm just dead. Okay, I'm at 3. Draw. Mana Confluence certainly isn't going to do it. Alright, so we are now 1-1. Playing your favorite combo deck in paper just got so much easier with the Epic Storm mini token pack. You can pick one up at theepicstorm.com/shop for $13. It includes 64 double-sided mini tokens. That's 128 tokens total. And they include 10 black, 10 blue, 10 red, 5 green, 5 white, 3 colorless, 20 storm counters. That means that you can count your way all the way up to 20 for Grape Shot, everyone's favorite Stormwind condition, a Galvanic Relay Exile Indicator, 4 treasure tokens for Strike It Rich, and then 10 monk tokens for our vintage friends. It also has Slime Time Live, 8 Progenitor Ooze tokens with the power and toughness already built in to make playing in paper so much easier. No fumbling around with dice. We've got you covered. Make sure to go grab those if you're playing Modern. And then Squirrels versus Goblins, Chatterstorm versus Empty the Warrens, the Battle of the Ages. You definitely need 20 Squirrel tokens and 20 Goblin tokens. You're going to love this mini token pack, I promise. And once again, you can grab that at theepicstorm.com/shop. Alright, match 3, time to bounce back. We've opened up a hand with the Green Source, Grazer, and lands to put in play. It doesn't do anything else, so we just have to ship this. Okay, so we have Colored Source, Shimmer. This hand seems fine. We'll keep this and bottom the Peer into the Abyss. We're just not in the point of the game where the Peer matters, so we're not going to keep a 7-drop in our hand. Watery Grave. Okay. Draw. Ding dong, that was a good one. Welcome Sylvan Scrying. Steam Vents, what are you playing? Alright, I'm gonna try to sneak the Scrying in right now while our opponent only has 1 land up. Lotus Field. Pass. Dragon Skull Summit. So they're a hard Grixis deck. I was thinking initially that this could be Phoenix, but now I'm not so sure. Definitely discarding the Brawl here and Balagid Recovery. I think those are likely the 2 weakest cards. Draw. Cast the Shimmer. Guess I'll take a Vizier. I'm not really in love with any of those picks. Pass. Land number 4. Mostly they're just passing. Okay. Well, that was a timely Peer into the Abyss. I have no qualms with bottoming the one in our initial 6 cards because this one looks pretty good. And now we'll sacrifice 2 copies of Catcher Triome. Pass that turn. Tainted Indulgence. Discarding Cry. This card doesn't feel like it should be an instant. I don't know why it just doesn't. 5 mana. Nicol Bolas. Okay. We exile a card or permanent. So we're going to exile the Valakut Awakening here because this represents 6 mana. This is 7. This is 8. We need 1 more mana to win with Peer into the Abyss this turn. We do have 1 more copy of Valakut Awakening we can win with. Okay, draw. And that's going to do it. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Tap for black. Peer into the Abyss. Get wrecked. Okay, we can play a Sanctum. Tap, cycle this Vizier. Untap Lotus Field. And our opponent's had enough. As they should. Get out of here. Now we're on to the second game. Definitely want to bring in Frier for possible Narset. This is not a Grazer matchup, so I'm fine with boarding those out. We did see Go Blank, but I'm not really interested in Leyline against the control deck. I feel like you're fighting the wrong battle there. And I'm just going to submit this. If you really, really wanted to bring in Leyline, you could look at boarding out like a Brawl and then like a couple copies of Shimmer maybe. But I just don't think that's really where you want to be. Game 2, we're on the draw. This hand seems great. We're going to keep. We will need the Sylvan Scrying to resolve, though. Xander's Lounge. Hello, Fry. Land number 2. Draw. I'm going to start off on Shimmer here, because if they have like a Censor or something, I'd rather Shimmer get countered. And on their turn 3, they're looking to go blank. So if they go blank me, I can just cast this Scrying. None of these are really ideal. I'll just take the land. They hit land 3, and they're just passing. Okay. So the question is, now do I cast Scrying? I think the answer is yes. Now I'm going to get got by a 3-mana counter spell. Okay. So everything worked out. Delightful. What did you keep? They cycle Censor. Did you not censor my Shimmer last turn, or did you draw it for turn? I think I'm actually going to keep the Mana Confluence here, just because of the Fry. I understand Lotus Field taps for red, but you never know. Tainted Indulgence. Land number 3. Well, untapped land number 3. Alright, so I'm going to cycle some Viziers here and see what my options are. Untap. Draw. Tap this again. Okay. Draw. B-roll. Big fan of that guy. Let's cast the Brawl. And attempt to Pore. Looks like this is eating a counter. Okay. Pass. Next turn I can actually use Wish to get the sideboard copy of Lotus Field, assuming... I guess it doesn't matter if the Brawl dies or not. Never mind, scratch that. I can do that regardless. Another Tainted Indulgence. Discards March of Black card. Okay. It's not actually called March of Black card. I don't know what it is, but it's just a Black March. I don't think this card's particularly good, but I've been wrong before. Draw. Another Vizier. Let's attempt to resolve Wish. Okay, so we'll tap this for green. Ouch. Play Lotus Field. Sacrifice, sacrifice. And then I'm just going to cycle the Triumph. Peer into the Abyss is a welcome draw. Get in there. I'm an aggro deck too. Okay, so if the opponent plays a land here, and they just did, they'll have 7 untapped lands. So now we have to figure out how to win through all of their stuff. Let's cycle Vizier. Untap. Draw. Sylvan Scrying. Blue, blue. I think I'll play out the Otawara. So by playing out Otawara, I'm able to beat Dispute plus Censor. Hard negate, okay. Let's try Pore. Playing directly into Censor. Dissolve, okay. They do get to scry. What did they do with their scry? Hold on. They put it on top. 4 cards in hand. They play a Dragon Skull Summit, so they still have 3. They kept the 1 card, so it's got to be good, right? Peer into the Abyss. And another Dissolve. I could have tapped differently, I guess. I could have floated a green, so I don't know. I'm not going to attack with Brawl in case of Shark Typhoon. They put another card on top of their Dissolve last turn. So they just drew the card off of the Scry from Dissolve. Now they're down to 2 cards. Honestly, if they kept a Go Blank, that's looking good for me. They're going to get in for 3. I'll go to 15. Okay. Hello, Niv-Mizzet. I guess I'll keep you. Or cast you. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent still has 2 cards in hand. Tapping a lot of mana here. Is this the black merch card? The Meat Hook Massacre where X equals 5. Okay. So they still have that card they kept on top. So we have to figure out how to beat that. Draw. Alright, I'm gonna scrying here. I don't want to lose to like a mystical dispute, so I'm just gonna try to set up another copy of Lotus Field. Let's shimmer. I'll gladly take another Pore. And copy. Pass the turn. Opponent has 2 cards. Draw. Let's attempt to resolve this Pore. And I'm starting off on Pore because if one of these cards gets countered, I'd rather it be Pore compared to Peer into the Abyss. 6 mana. Hullbreaker Horror. Interesting, okay. Discard Lotus Field. They didn't actually counterspell. Play stage. Alright, let's try Peer. I mean, if they didn't return Pore, maybe they don't have anything. Or they do. Okay. So now the question becomes, do I want to bounce the Hullbreaker or do I want to copy? And I don't think I need to make this decision right now. Have I played a land? I have. Okay. Pass the turn. So I'll take 7 going down to 7. And they're passing. So I'm going to copy Lotus Field. Okay. Draw. Another scrying. Let's attempt to cast Peer into the Abyss again. They ripped Dissolve. That hurts. Okay, they get to scry. They put a card on bottom. I have to bounce the Hullbreaker or I'm dead, so I just have to pass here. I can't afford to scrying. Actually, I guess I could have scryinged. I don't know. I would have had to play Lotus Field or play a stage and then not copy. So we're going to bounce this. I feel like this game got away from me. I felt like I was really far ahead for a long time. And then, I don't know. Alright, here's the Hullbreaker. They have 3 open mana. Draw. Valakut Recovery is a good one. What to get back, though? Is it just Peer? I think I'm dead if our opponent has anything good. If I get back Pore where the page is and they return it, I could actually recast it. Alright, I'm gonna get back Pore. It's a little bit riskier because I could fizzle, but if they just have like some random card, I can recast it, and I think that matters a little bit more. Alright, Pore pages. Cycling Sensor. So they actually drew a spell, so if I had gotten Peer, that would have been game over. And they drew another Sensor. Okay, so I'm not gonna, the Sensor fizzles, but now I can cast Pore, and this is my window here. Untap, untap. Discard the Fry. I don't think I can win. I think we bricked. Because I can't answer the Hull Breaker. And I don't have enough mana to do anything else. I think I'm dead here. I made the right choice on the Pore, it just didn't work. I guess I could wish for Grazer and hope our opponent doesn't draw anything else. Okay, I guess that's my line. Can I play this? I can, okay. Wish. We're gonna tap for green. I mean, I have to get really lucky in order to win this now, but we need our opponent to draw a land. And now we'll copy Lotus Field. Alright, draw land, please. They drew a spell, I'm dead. Okay. Game 3 coming up. I don't think I'm supposed to do anything else. I'm just going to resubmit. Time for game 3. We're on the play. Unfortunate. I think we try this. Bottom the Baral. Alright. Turn 1 Balagad. Pass. We do need to draw one more land, so that way I don't have to sacrifice the Thespian stage. All the Storm Giants. That's another land. Scrying. Go get the Lotus Field. Pass. Urborg. Draw. I'm just going to play the Balagad this turn. No reason to play the Lotus Field and be forced to sacrifice the Thespian stage. A lot of hidden strings right now, though. They discard Nicol Bolas. Steam Vents. Draw. So we're going to play field here. And then with the sacrifice trigger on the stack, we will copy the Lotus Field. Alright. So now we're really just looking for payoff spells. We can use Hidden Strings Secret Mode, which is tapping down our opponent's blue sources. But we would need to find something worth doing that for first. Alright, drawing Catacomb. Draw. Alright, I'm going to start off on cycling these Viziers. Untap. Draw. Doesn't do a whole lot. Alright, cycle Vizier again. Untap. Draw. Beseiju. Alright, I'm just going to return a Vizier here. We have to draw into something. Cycle. This brings us down to 46 cards in deck. Okay. Those fries would have been Grazers, so not like it's the end of the world. I could play the Beseiju here, but I feel like I don't want to lose to like a random Damping Sphere off the top, so I'm just going to hold it in hand. And the opponent's just passing. Draw. Shimmer's decent. Let's cast it. Shimmer countered. Okay. Land number 6, and the opponent's passing. Draw. Another Vizier. Let's cycle. Okay. I'm just going to pass for now. Next turn, if I have to play a land, I'll play a land, but I don't really feel like I need to at the moment. Opponent now has 7 lands. Draw. Okay, so Pierre's obviously a decent draw, but we need to find a window. Right now, we don't have one, and I can't tap down everything and have mana open. So we need our opponent to commit to something before doing that. Draw. Might as well play Adawara. Huge Shark Typhoon. Yep, so I could double fry this. It's unfortunate that it's not a 5/5. Opponent's going to 16. What is happening? Go blank. Yeah, I think I'd rather keep a fry. So we have to find something here. Definitely in a tough spot. Draw. Another fry. Okay. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. Sort of hoping our opponent gets greedy and attacks with the Hall of the Storm Giants for the win. I guess they'd be 1 damage short of that anyway. Alright, so we're going to take 6, going to 8. Draw. Alright, so I'm really hoping here that they go all in on the Hall of the Storm Giants. And they do not. Alright, so we'll fry this. And another fry. They have 5 cards in hand. That's a good one. Niv-Mizzet. They cycle Censor. So even if this is countered, we get to use Hidden Strings as a cantrip. Alright, save targets. Okay. No, and then I'll draw another card. Play the stage. Pass. Need to hope our opponent doesn't have a removal spell. And that Niv-Mizzet can just take over the game. Thoughtseize, so we get to draw a card. They're now at 11. Going to 9, actually. Peer and do the best down. All the Storm Giants. I'm going to go to 1. If they have a way to deal me 1 damage, kudos to you. Alright, we're at 1. Draw. Okay, now they're at 8. Okay, Hidden Strings. We should have this. Because even if they counter it, I could attack with Niv. Yes, yes, no. Blue, blue. Hidden Strings. Shimmer's a good one. The opponent decides to go after that Hidden Strings, which makes no sense. Alright. And now they should just be dead to the attack by Niv-Mizzet, but I'm going to keep casting spells because I can. Shimmer. Peer into the Abyss. Shimmer. We'll take Hidden Strings. Untap. Okay. Yes, yes, no. Pore over pages. And this should get the job done. Discard land. Alright, we did it. We're 2-1. 2 matches left to go. Hey, you're still watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're looking to make a purchase from Card Hoarder, TCG Player, or Amazon, and are looking to support us, you can open up our description down below, and in there you will find our affiliate links. Those same links are found on the homepage of the Epic Storm, but that's not all. We've included a Card Hoarder button on our website that will load the Epic Storm in your Card Hoarder cart to make life simple for you. Match 4 on the play. Good hand, keep. Keep, 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 keep. What does the Power 9s play? Botanical Sanctum. Tap that Sanctum for a green to cast Grazer. And we'll put Ketria Triumph onto the battlefield. On the second turn, we're looking to Sylvan's Scrying for Thespian Stage, and then play our Lotus Field. Ooh, we have a mirror. Okay, I see you. We're gonna go get our stage. Lotus Field. Pass. You have a Maya Coast. We will not block their Grazer. 2 blue. I'm sorry, 2 mana, one of it's blue. And they're going to Shimmer. I'm guessing they're looking for Lotus Field, but I could be wrong. Playing the mirror is always a lot of fun. We do have a hidden trick up our sleeves that we have Wish into Alpine Moon, which is just devastating for the opponent, assuming they don't win in the same turn. Alright, draw. Hidden Strings was good, but we're not going to use it right now. We're just going to copy this turn and pass. If our opponent turn 3s us without starting turn 2 on the Lotus Field, you tip your cap. Like, you got it. They're so unlikely to win here, but anything can happen. You would need a hand that goes like float 2 mana, play Lotus Field, cycle Vizier, copy. Does that work? I think it does. I think you just need 2 Viziers, Hidden Strings, copy Hidden Strings, and then like Pore into Ultimatum or something. Like, you would need a perfect 6 cards, which is pretty unrealistic. It's tough trying to visualize it all in my head, but I think double Vizier would get the job done. So you go 3, 4, copy Hidden Strings. They're tapping 2 mana here. Alright, they have the Lotus Field and now they're copying. There you go. Alright, so it truly has been a mirror so far. It's our time to try to win, though. We're going to start on Pore. We had another Pore, which is great. We can discard Grazer, play our land. And let's Pore again. Untap, discard a Lotus Field. So we have 9 mana at the moment. Hidden Strings would bring us up to 13. That's enough to wish into Pier. So it's Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Tap for red. Let's play this Wish. Tap for black. Peer into the Abyss. Boom. 3 mana floating. Cycle Vizier. Untap. Draw. There's a Brawl plus another Hidden Strings. Play Brawl. Strings untap. Okay. Cycle Vizier. Untap. Draw. Let's Pore because I can. Untap, untap. Okay. Why not? Let's play Lear. Tap this for red. And our opponent's had enough. Alright. So we are off to game number 2 in the mirror match. Believe it or not, you don't sideboard in the mirror. You could board in Niv-Mizzet over something, but I think it actually dilutes your deck. You still want Grazer to be fast. As you saw in that game, Grazer is essentially green time walk. It speeds you up a full turn in the mirror, which is super valuable. Brawl speeds you up, it's super fast. Lear's an action spell. I don't think you board. I just don't. You rely on Wish into Alpine Moon, but I don't think there's any reason to bring in Niv-Mizzet. Plus, your opponent doesn't need to cast 20 spells to win the game, so it's not like Niv is lights out. Game 2, we're on the draw. We have Grazer, which is amazing in this matchup. Unfortunately, we do have double Lotus Field, which isn't what we want. We really want Thespian Stage, but there's no chance that you mulligan this. They put a card on the bottom with the temple. Alright, let's play this. Grazer. We'll put Catch Your Triumph onto the battlefield, just in case we want red mana for Wish. We have access to it. Alright, Otawara, they play a Grazer. You have Lotus Field. They do. Okay. They're certainly in a good spot. Draw. Shimmer. But can't cast that for double green, though. Maybe I should have played the forest, because now I'm sacrificing my red source, which isn't great. I'm about to untap with Lotus Field. I think I have to take the Vizier. Play Lotus Field. Vizier gives me another look at Wish to find Alpine Moon. And they just have the stage. They've opened up a good hand. Okay. We're looking for Wish off the top rope. Draw. Shimmer. Alright, let's untap. Draw. We did not hit. Alright, Shimmer. There's the Wish, but we're a turn behind now. So I think you're supposed to just take the stage and pray that the opponent doesn't kill you. Okay. I mean, they're so likely to win the game here. The one funny thing is, if they can't win the game and they have like a Thought Distortion hand, Thought Distortion actually doesn't do anything meaningful. It exiles my graveyard, I guess, so I can't flashback Shimmers with Leer, but it's not actually that good. They tapped Lotus Field for triple block and then untapped it, so they either have Thought Distortion or they're trying to figure out mana for Ultimatum. They're starting off on Shimmer of Possibility. That's interesting. What you doing over there, huh? They still have a land drop, so they could just go land into Pore over the pages. Alright, there's their land. They have 4 cards in hand. Granted. That's interesting. So they're casting Granted with 1 blue up. They get Thought Distortion. So they could have like a Mystical Dispute here, but I don't know. Alright, we have Valakut Awakening. I think I'm just going to cast Awakening here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The question is, do you bottom the Leer or not? Because if I hit Hidden Strings, Leer becomes nutty. But if you don't, I don't know. I think I'm just going to cast it for 4. Technically it's for 5. Alright, 5 new cards. I technically still have a look here with the Shimmer. Oh no, that doesn't do it. I'm about to get distorted. My bad. Alright, so we could take the Vizier. So if Vizier hits strings. Oh my, we could do it if Vizier hits strings. That would actually be perfect. Draw. Come on, deck, give me strings, please. We're over a third of the way through and we haven't found a strings yet. Or actually a Wish here, because Wish could shut off the Lotus Field. Come on, deck, please. And I can't cast it, I'm 1 mana short. That's a bummer. Okay. Pass the turn. So we both did not combo on the turn after we assembled 2 Lotus Fields. So now they can attempt to win the game or they can Thought Distortion me. What stinks about the turn that I just had was, even if I didn't draw Hidden Strings, if I hit Wish, then we also would have been fine, but I didn't hit Strings and I didn't hit Wish. And they play a land. 3 cards in hand. Pore Over the Pages is by far our best draw at the moment. We have 3 Pores in the deck. Alright, you're funny. You attacked with your Grazer. Let's go. Draw. Valakut doesn't do anything meaningful here. If I Valakut back the... Hold on. So if I Valakut back Vizier, untap. Okay. That's actually slightly better here, because it gives me the chance of drawing Wish. Alright, come on, deck. Please. Please be good to me. Untap. Draw. So I can Hidden Strings, and then... Okay. We technically can do something here. I don't love it, but... It's something. Yes, yes, no. Alright, so now we can play Leer. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. And now we can Valakut back the Vizier again. Look to spike. Also, a Pore here would be really good. Because every Pore is essentially 2 Pores now, because Leer is not time-stamped. Alright, draw. So at the bare minimum, we have Wish for Alpine Moon. And then next turn I can flashback Wish. Yeah, I think that's just the play. Alright, Wish. Play the Alpine Moon. Lotus Field. Alright. Pass the turn. They do have access to Beseiju, so like this game is not locked up yet. 2 mana. Sylvan Scrying, so they're going to go get Beseiju, but it's going to take up an entire turn. There it is. They have their own Alpine Moon. How about that? Okay. And they boarded it in, which is interesting. So they're definitely ahead now. Draw. We found our answer as well, which is kind of funny. Go get our Beseiju. Pass the turn. Been quite the mirror match. I can actually use Leer, or use Beseiju for 1 mana because I have Leer on the table. It is a legendary creature, which comes up. So no matter what on their end step, I can blow up the Alpine Moon. Alright, they're finally doing something. They're tapping their Sanctum. They're casting the Fae of Wishes. Okay. They played a Valakut Recovery. So we know that they have Beseiju in hand. I'm going to tap this for a green and then use Beseiju to blow up the Alpine Moon. Okay. Draw. Ding! That was a good one. Alright. Pore. Spells can't be countered, so we don't have to worry about Mystical Dispute. Okay, that was good. Let's flash back. Ooh, triple land, not ideal. Discard Lotus Field. But we can cast Pore again, up to 8 mana. Okay, discard Confluence. Let's add a red. Cycle. The red we can use for Wish into Pier. Draw. Alright, I'm going to Valakut back the Pore instead of flashing back. I realize that I'm losing a little bit of mana, but I get a free Pore out of this. And the opponent's conceded the game. What a mirror match. Wow. That was awesome. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought it was thrilling. I really do. But that was really sweet. So now we are 3-1 with 1 round left to go. Stick around. You're not going to want to miss it. If you're looking for more great Magic the Gathering content, definitely check out the Eternal Glory podcast. It is myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We primarily discuss Legacy. That said, a lot of what we talk about transcends all formats. We're available on all major podcast platforms. All right, final match. We're on the play, and why don't we get this? Unfortunately, this hand doesn't have mortal lands. We do have Lotus Field and Thespian Stage, but you need other lands in order for these to be good, so we just have to go to 6. This is decent. We can just bottom Botanical Sanctum. Okay. Opponent also going to 6 cards. Botanical Sanctum, pass that turn. Okay, likely Winota. Don't love that. Alright, let's play the Scrying. Go get Lotus Field. I guess we have to hope that our opponent kept a hand that just like doesn't quickly Winota, but instead has like a Chariot or something. Alright, our spell is finally resolved. We're going to grab Lotus Field and pass the turn. What does the opponent have for their turn 2? Battlefield Forge. Okay. You got it. Draw. Pore's decent. I don't hate it. I think our best draw now just becomes like Vizier. Because if we draw Vizier, I could cast that Pore next turn. What we would do is we would Vizier to untap the Lotus Field, play stage, copy, strings in a Pore, and that could theoretically try to win the game. Opponent now has the mana to cast Winota, and here it is. Alright, so we need to get lucky. We need to draw a Hidden Strings or a Vizier off the top. Okay. Yikes. We hit it. Yes. All right. So that means that we stand a chance at winning. That's not even a guarantee. All right. Let's cycle. Untap. Draw. Okay. So now we copy. Now we hidden strings. Yes. Yes. No. Now we're going to float 1 red mana. And play the Pore. Okay, that was decent. So we have 7 mana. Hidden Strings brings us up to 11. 12 is the magic number for Pier. That said, we can just play Leer and easily win. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Play Wish. You'll notice that we have the perfect amount of mana to Hidden Strings after this Leer. Where are you, Leer? I guess we actually have 1 extra, I lied. Alright, Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Pore. Alright, things are looking good. Add red, Vizier, untap, draw. Why not? Let's Pore. Because if I draw Brawl, it will save mana on some of this other stuff. Getting lucky. Brawl. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Let's cast Wish. Play Niv-Mizzet. We're not even going to bother with Peer into the Abyss. Cast this Pore Pages. Auto yield to that trigger. And our opponent's conceded the game. Blue-Red Legends! Yes! Alright, so we took game number 1 over Winota. That was a pretty sweet win. We obviously got a little bit lucky. I'm not going to pretend that we didn't. But a W is a W, and you can't take that away from me. So now we board in March. And the question is, do we want to bring in Frier for Winota? It also hits Archon of Emeria, but I'm not sure if that's actually good enough. So you have to keep in Grazers. Brawl's good because not only does it block those small chumpers, but it also like accelerates you into faster wins, which I think is really meaningful. So now the question is, do you want Frier in your deck? If you look, I'm not sure if there's anything that's worse. Like, you probably want 1 Peer at least to just like play 2 to win. I guess in theory you could like try a board plan where you board out Wish, which is an alternative. So let's look at that. So if we wanted to board out Wish, you could board in Lotus Field. You'd have to board in the Nibs. And then that gives you 1 Fry. Unless you boarded out the Pier, that could give you 2. Is that even good? I don't think so. I'm gonna undo. Put the Lotus Field back in the board. Give me back my wishes. That's 59. You might be able to board out like Shimmers. Let's try this. Game 2 on the draw against Winota. So this hand is good. It doesn't have a Lotus Field though. I think I'm going to keep it just because of how important Grazer is. I'm just going to have to hope to get a little bit lucky. Temple Garden. Into the Mystic. Draw. Alright, so Grazer. I'm just going to put in Otawara. The reason I'm putting in Otawara over the Thespian stage is if we do draw Lotus Field, I want to be able to play it. Prosperous Innkeeper. They missed their land. Alright, I'm going to cycle Vizier here because if I draw into Scrying, I can cast it. Okay. Draw. Valakut. Alright, I'm going to play that out. Pass the turn. So our opponent has 3 mana. 4 mana is the magic number for Winota. And they have land 4. Archon, that's a pain in the butt, but I do have this March. Draw. That's a good one. Okay. Let's just play the field. So what is this? Now they have Winota. Jeez. Okay. So I can March pitching the Vizier. And then next turn I have Hidden Strings and a Pore. We'd have to get lucky again. But I think if we let them attack, I'm dead. So I'm going to cast March. Okay, pitch the Vizier. And there's the blue. Click done. And now we get a 1-turn window to try to win this. Alright, so we have strings into Pore. We'll take 1, we're at 19. Draw. Scrying, not really what we needed. Alright, so we're going to copy. Now we hidden strings. Yes, yes, no. And now we cast this Pore of the pages. And we get a card that would have been Shimmer, but instead it's a Fry. Damn. Alright, so I'm gonna go get a Cycle Land. I think that's what I have to do here. Alright, so now their Winota comes back. 3 mana. Elite Spellbinder. Okay, so we're going to allow that to enter. And now the question is, what do I do? I can kill Winota or I can kill the Archon. Part of me thinks that I'm supposed to kill the Archon and just hope that they whiff off the Winota. But that might be foolish. Maybe I'm supposed to just get Otawara. Alright, I'm gonna kill the Winota. Okay, so there's nothing for the Spellbinder to take, and now I'm sort of just hoping to get lucky. I can block the Archon and take 2. Alright, draw. Another Ketria. I'm gonna cycle with the first one. There might be a spell that I want to cast if I draw one. Wish is okay. I could get Anger. That's actually pretty good. Oh, no, it's not okay because of the Archon. My bad. Alright, so we're going to pass. Looking for an answered Archon of Emeria. The opponent still has 3 cards in hand. Another Spellbinder. So they're going to get our Wish. It is what it is. Okay. Costs 2 more? Yep. So Wish costs 5 now. You can't cast it's your own card. So I'm gonna block Archon and take 4 down to 13. And then I can cycle this Ketria Triome. Brawl, draw. The CG's not that good. Let's play the Brawl, I guess. It does block. Then I can copy a Lotus Field. Pass the turn. No point in trying to cast the Wish because of this Archon. So if you're thinking, Bryant, just cast the Wish into anger, it doesn't work that way. The Giant Wolf Titan. You got it. I call it Titan because it's essentially just Green Grave Titan. I think our time's running out here. So I'm going to block the Archon. We take 6 going down to 7. So this is pretty much my last draw. Holy moly. If I draw into the Ottawaras, I can win. I have to draw one of the 2 Ottawara. Let's go. Come on. Please give me an Ottawara. I don't see one yet. No, there's no Ottawaras. I can cycle Viziers, but I have to draw one off one of those draws. 19 cards in deck. Oh, that was such an amazing rip, and there was no Ottawara in there. Draw. We hit it. Wow. Get out of here. Go home. You're dead. Something about this being a skill game. I just got so lucky. I guess that's one reason to keep 1 Peer in your deck, right? Okay. I feel like I just got away with murder. I did not think we were going to win this game. Can play the Leer. Cast Pore. I think our opponent's conceding. Yep, okay. So we went 4-1. That was sweet. We did lose the 1 game to the Izzet Blitz deck where I forgot about the league that I played with Jeskai where I faced the Izzet deck with Gigantha. I assumed when I kept that hand that they were on Niv-Delight, and obviously Bottoming Grazer punished me. Game 2, I kind of just got stomped. It happens. But we didn't really face any dedicated Narset decks with the Frier. We did face the Dimir control deck, but they didn't have Narset by the looks of it. I still think Frie's where you want to be. This deck list is so good. The match against the Mirror was incredible. Like, I really do mean that. That was a nuts match. Hopefully you enjoyed the league. I had a lot of fun playing it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Keep storming and have a great day. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.